What's going on, everybody? Mr. Octagonal here with day number 7 here of the 12 days of MyLeague, as we are set to approach season number 6 with the Alaska Chill. Before we kick off, I'd like to apologize because in the past week I've uploaded a ton of this series and not much else just because I've been pretty busy. But expect today to be the last day until Christmas that is not a double upload. So expect the other series that have really taken a backseat the past couple days to come back to fruition. So last episode, this team won its very first NBA championship as we try to go for our second straight. And this team is looking really, really good, getting better year by year. Starting lineup will remain the same from last season. LaMelo Ball, Bronny James, Terrence Clarke, Kawhi Leonard, and James Wiseman, the reigning NBA MVP, along with Finals MVP. And then we have a few new faces off the bench. Malcolm Brogdon will be back as the sixth man, but guys like Sincere Harris and Rocco Proxine, they are new to the bench, and this team is so deep. So we have guys like Anton Watson and Brian Antoine who aren't really playing right now, which is crazy because those guys are only 22, 23 years old as like 80 and 81 overalls. And at the start of the series, not only will those guys be our best players, but they'd also be our best overall assets. So kind of crazy how much this team has grown. Christopher Lockett will be going in the G League along with Tyler Perry, the two rookies. And then the big storyline for this coming offseason is the contract extensions. Terrence Clarke, Kawhi Leonard, Brian Antoine, Anton Watson, and Amar Sia are all due extensions. Kawhi plans on re-signing, but he is 33 years old. Not getting any younger. He has shown signs of regression. This could be Kawhi's final year with the team. Terrence Clarke has to come back, and then the other guys are will sees. So unfortunately, last episode I tried making the change to where conferences don't matter and it's just a 1-16 seeding change, but I guess it didn't save. But on the bright side, we are the number 1 team in the Western Conference. Magic actually lead the East, which is pretty interesting. Kind of curious who they have on their roster. I think they are led by Cade Cunningham, the top projected pick in the 2021 class. So let's take a look at Amar Sia. Good player. He's been very efficient, career high in points per game this year. But we don't really have the need for him long term, especially with guys like Anton Watson, Rocco Proxine at the power forward spot. So we're trading him to the Lakers for their first round pick, along with another player, Mark Morris Sr. And the Lakers are doing pretty bad, so that's actually going to be quite a good pick. Sia is a talented young player, but I just don't think this team has room for him long term. It also clears up a roster spot for both Watson and Antoine to get playing time. Then looking at the All-Star rosters, we have 2. James Wiseman, who is starting on Team Zion, and then LaMelo Ball making his first All-Star appearance coming off the bench. And there is no Kawhi Leonard. This is the first time as a member of the Chill he has missed out on the All-Star game. So looking at the Rising Stars Challenge, Bronny puts up 21-8-9, leading Team USA to a win. Mikey Williams with a big game as well. Williams and Bronny are 2 big-name freshmen in high school basketball out there in Southern California. But looking at the All-Star game, James Wiseman plays well for Team Zion, who barely loses to Team Giannis. LaMelo Ball did not play. He was actually injured during the time of the All-Star game, so he was inactive for that one. John Morant wins NBA MVP, so no consecutive awards for Wiseman. Sky Clark with 2 Ys wins Rookie of the Year. Russell Westbrook, 6th Man of the Year. I'm curious who Houston's point guard is. James Wiseman wins Defensive Player of the Year, so at least he's getting something. Alonzo Gaffney, Most Improved of the Bucks, and our head coach, Jacob Underwood, wins Coach of the Year. So looking at the All-NBA teams, only 1 player made it for us. That was James Wiseman, who makes the 3rd team. Defensive Player of the Year, 26 and 14, I think were his averages. That's not right. Also got Sincere Harris and Rocco Proxine, the all-rookie first team. But I want to take a look at Wiseman's numbers. He did really well. Compare them to Kai Jones, who made the 2nd team. Outside of assists per game, Wiseman was clearly better. I don't know why he didn't make it, but oh well. James will show the NBA that they were not wise in that decision. Wink, wink. So Wiseman leads us in points. Terrence Clarke in 2nd. Melo in 3rd. Bronny in 4th. Kawhi a little bit under 15. So his offensive role has really taken a dip on this team. He's now like the 4th best player in the starting lineup. Yeah, he's definitely taking a dip, but defensively, he's still doing well. The bench put up good numbers. Remember, the scoring numbers are inflated because the shot clock is at 20 seconds rather than 24. So in the first round, we have the OKC Thunder. This team does not scare me. They're led by Mikey Williams, Zach LaVine, Jaden McDaniels. You know, there are some good players on this team. Nico Mannion. They're not awful, but they're not particularly good. And I think we should beat them pretty easily. And sure enough, we won't have too much problems with them, eliminating them in 5 games. But in Game 5, Terrence Clark suffers a spinal injury. His season is over. That is a huge blow. Sincere Harris will take over his spot in the starting lineup. So round 2, we got the Golden State Warriors, the team we beat in the playoffs last year. Kai Jones is hurt. He doesn't want to play. He does not want to get exposed by Wiseman, chicken. But we do win the series once again in 5 games. So now playing the 7-seeded Spurs, led by Paul George coming off the bench, Michael Porter Jr. These teams don't scare me. They're not as good as teams we have faced in previous seasons, and I think we should have our way with them. And sure enough, we once again win in 5 games. It's now the NBA Finals against the 76ers. This team looks pretty similar. They added Bol, who put up 28 and 9 in the regular season. He's putting up practically 31 a game in the postseason. So after trading him away last trade deadline, this is the 2nd straight season we have met up with Bol in the finals. Quite a coincidence. So it's currently 3-1. Hopefully we don't blow this. We're going to simulate this with Simcast. Last year I wanted to check out the championship celebration. We were unable to. And this game looks like it's really close. We have a slight lead, but the Sixers are making a comeback. Only down by 2. Boom, they tied up late. So there's 4 seconds left. Inbound for Malcolm Brogdon, and he drills the 3. I had to come in and play because I wanted to. And then the full court shot from Ben Simmons is no good. And the Alaska Chill win the NBA Finals, their 2nd straight championship. Game-winning 3. Ice in his veins. Dagger from Malcolm Brogdon. And credit to 2K. They added new championship celebrations this year. This is the first time I've seen this. So good job, 2K. It's a shame Madden and MLB The Show don't do anything new with these celebrations. As the Alaska Chill, totally not a sold-out crowd. I guess Alaska hasn't totally dug into basketball yet. Coach Underwood shaking hands with Ben Simmons and Jordan Poole. The size comparison is pretty embarrassing. But boom, there's the Brogdon 3. That's the only play it's going to show because that's the only play we saw. And there you go, folks. Back-to-back champions. Bronny James with the trophy. 2 seasons, 2 championships for Bronny. Perfect record, whereas LeBron was like 3 for 20. And then look at this. Bronny is holding up beer. Bronny is technically 20 years old because he was born on October 2004. This is June 2025. So Bronny James is 20 years old. Kids, please do not drink wine illegally. I am disgusted by your acts, 2K. Unfrickin' believable. But other than that, I did think the pictures were cool in the locker room. Just can't have 20-year-olds with wine. It's against the law, kids. LaMelo wins Finals MVP. Now on to player retirements. LaMarcus Aldridge, Mike Conley among the big names. There are some other decent players in there. Reggie Jackson, Draymond Green, Mike Scott, Tony Snell, the man, the myth, the legend. Piston legend Tony Snell. There are a few other ones in here, including the GOAT Isaac Bonga. Everybody beat your Bongas. Wayne Selden, a former Jayhawk, in there too. So there are some interesting players. No Hall of Famers. I guess that's fair. You can make a case for LaMarcus Aldridge. Staff retirements, a pair of head coaches in Terry Stotts and Alvin Gentry. So I accidentally skipped over league meetings. Every year, remember, in this series, we had an obscure rule. So not only did last year's rule not save, but we don't get to make one for this year. So next year, we're going to have 3 new rules. In the draft lottery, that Lakers pick from the Marcia trade ends up being number 4 overall, which is really good. And, you know, I wanted to trade away the pick. I feel like we have almost too many young players, but there were no good trade offers. So we're going to select Tariq Watson, a 7'1" center out of Duke. Big boy. He's going to be in the G League for a while, and he'll be the long-term power forward next to Wiseman. James cannot really shoot, however, our new rookie can. And then we're trading pick 31 for future picks. So here's a look at the draft results. I looked up that Raul Batham guy, the number 1 overall pick. He is literally a 7th or 8th grader right now. Like, we are really progressing far into the future. These are 7th graders getting picked into the NBA right now. Ay, ay, ay. Then here's a look at the second round. We did not draft any players there, so only one rookie for the team, and that is our center, Tariq Watson. He will likely be G Leagued for year 1. He'll be the Kawhi replacement at power forward. So that's the plan with him. Looking at the team and player options, going to bring back Sincere Harris, going to bring back LeBron James Jr., going to bring back Rocco Proxine. Sekou Doumbouya, however, declines his option. I don't think we're going to bring him back. Only put up 9 points a game last year. Good efficiency, but with Kawhi a free agent, with Terrence Clark a free agent, those guys are our main focuses most likely, unless we just decide to ditch Kawhi. So I don't expect to bring Sekou back, even though my Pistons bias certainly wants me to. Looking at the qualifying offers, going to give it to everyone. Brian Antoine, Akun Purcell, Watson, Clark, and Mark Morris. Morris and Akun Purcell did not play this year, but whatever. So we are going to offer Kawhi a contract. No one's going after him. 2 years, about $72 million, which is a lot, but he accepts. So Kawhi Leonard returns to the team, and then we're also going to offer Sekou a contract. I do think it makes sense to bring him back. Terrence Clark is restricted, so we'll have no problem re-signing him. Sekou accepts, so he is going to return to the team. And then Terrence Clark getting offered a 3-year, $93 million deal from the Grizzlies. We are going to match that. Remember, he is a 73 overall because of his spinal injury. So on to player progressions, unfortunately, those guys have a qualifying offer. For whatever reason, they didn't accept. So no more Brian Antoine, no more Antoine Watson, which is annoying. But oh well, I guess we were in so much debt. I think we were at like negative 100 bill. So look at Kawhi. He fell down hard, down to an 84. I kind of regret re-signing him for 36 mil over the next 2 years. He's probably going to come off the bench now. So we're not going to do untapped potential. I think that's the first time in this series because we don't really need to. So going to give everyone free throw camp, and then Bronny James will get offensive fun dementals. So Akun Purcell says he declines. It did not say anything about Watson or Antoine. However, they did leave us. Anton Watson is a free agent. He did not get picked up by anybody yet. And since we are down $104 million in cap space, we cannot bring him back. And then Brian Antoine is now a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. So we're going to sign Watson to the G League. And that'll do it for today's episode. Next one, which will be episode 8, will be out, guess when? Tomorrow. Have a good one.